everyone, back with another video collection video. This is Drew. If you missed my other one, I did a GameCube video. It ended up a little bit long, but let me know what you think about that. But in this case, I'm doing my PlayStation collection, and when I say PlayStation collection, I'm not just doing the PS1 or the PS2. I'm doing all my PlayStation. Jeez, spelled PlayStation. That's embarrassing. Because I don't really have as many games of each system as like I did in the GameCube. So I'm just going to do PS1, PS2, PS3, and then PS5. I actually don't have any PlayStation 4 games. So that's what we're doing today. Probably going to split this up into 3 parts. Okay. So let's get right into it with PlayStation 1. If you weren't here for my first video, basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through all the games. I'm going to log them here on my pen and pad and go over a few things. Condition. I am going to check to see what the current value is via price charting. But nothing too complex. It's just a way for me to eventually take this and log it. So I have an idea what I had. I don't really know everything that I have because it's been so long, and a lot of my collection got lost in a flood, and so I've been replacing it over the years. So yeah, it's almost as new to me as it is to you. So, all right, well, let's get started with PlayStation 1. First game was one that I played back then that many of you may know. It's Spyro, the first one. This is the greatest hits version. I had fun playing this game. It was, my first early years of the 3D platforming type games. Disc looks good. I haven't really played the subsequent Spyros, but I remember really liking this one. And it's something that I always wanted to have in my collection. Let's see, PS1. It is complete. It is, I don't know, we'll see. It's the greatest hits. And I would say it's, if not mint, it's very good. Let's see here. Let me take a closer look at the manual. Yeah, the manual's got some brief wear to it, but overall, really nice shape. I'm going to say it's very good. And I do look up the prices, and I just use price charting, which of course is an average of sales on various sites, and it's not by any means the end all be all, but it's a way for people to have an idea of what something's worth. Let's see, Spyro, there it is. So it is complete in box. He's currently going for 21. Okay. Yeah, it's in a game like this, it's been so long since I played it. I can't really speak to how it would play modernly. I wouldn't mind them coming out with well, I guess there's probably plenty of collections and remakes and everything. I'm out of the loop when it comes to the Spyro. But this was definitely a game that, along with Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time on the 64, this was like the 3D platformer that I played in my early years of that genre. Okay, so I only have a few PlayStation 1 games. The other two are both Star Wars related. I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. I enjoy it. Big part of my childhood. This game, I played a lot, and the thing is, I never got very far in Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. It was hard. I never beat it, I don't think, but I played it for hours, which is, I guess, kind of sad. Sorry, it's stuck here. There we go. But, I was too young to grow up with the original trilogy. So the Episode 1 coming out, and the hype that, in the late 90s that came with it. I knew I'd watched Star Wars. Obviously, my older brothers were crazy about it. So I knew what it was. I knew there was excitement. But my first experience with the hype of a Star Wars coming out, which was a big deal for Episode 1 because it had been such a gap between The Return of the Jedi. And so it was my first experience with the hype. And I definitely jumped right on that. I was, in regards to the movie, a lot of people hate it, but I have a lot of nostalgia colored glasses for it. I liked it. It still has this special place in my heart. Jedi Power Battles. This PS1. Let's see. It is complete. It is also greatest hits. I would say it's very good. And we'll take a quick look at the old price charting. And I know they came out with a limited run, came out with a version of this on the Switch, which I have and I have played. I've given it a try. But I wanted to have the original in my collection. Where are you? Greatest hits. PlayStation. There it is. So the greatest hits is about the same as the original. It's about $12. Complete. So yeah, this is as bad as it was in terms of playability and ease of use. Like I kept trying to beat it, kept trying, and I was terrible at it, but I loved it. Qui-Gon Jinn is my favorite character. I played almost exclusively with him. But yeah, good memories with that game. We were not the biggest PlayStation household. We were definitely Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, and then when it came out with the next generation, it was definitely a 64 first and foremost, but at some point a PlayStation did make its way, and that's when I got playing with this. The last one is another Star Wars, and lo and behold, another Star Wars Episode 1. Phantom Menace. I haven't played this game in quite some time. I don't really remember it, but again, I was all about it. I was all about the return of Star Wars. And for me, it wasn't the return. It was just my first, Star Wars experience. But the manual looks very great. So, just, in addition to me being a video game player, just having the Star Wars aspect means it's got a must-have in my collection. Some sticker stuff there, but overall, not too bad. Let's just call this one Episode 1. Star Wars. PS1. It is complete. It is very good. Let's see. What's $11? All right. So, you know, very attainable. It's nothing. I'm not expecting anything here to be like, oh my gosh, it's the Holy Grail. Although I will say for PlayStation 1, one game that I had at one point, and honestly, I don't know, it was such a mess in the flood. I don't know if it disappeared then or if a friend took it and I never got it back. But I had Silent Hill, in addition to Resident Evil. Those were I was definitely a fan of those games also. But I'd like to get a copy of each of those, but they are, you know, I think Silent Hill right now is in the 200s for a complete copy. I'm not sure what Resident Evil would be, but those are both something that I'd like to eventually get, but I'm not going to go out and spend 200 something bucks at the moment for that. It's not that important. So okay, all right, that is all PlayStation 1, and we'll get more into. I have probably a good amount of PS2 and PS3, and then only a few PS5s. So we will just keep moving along. All right, so PS2. This is not my original copy, but definitely one of my favorite franchises is God of War. I feel like a must-have. It's something I need to have. I've enjoyed. I've played, I think, every God of War game. That's one thing I've played all the way through the last couple decades. I'm pretty excited. I think at the recent PlayStation stream, they and forgive me, I don't know if it's called a state of play or a showcase or what it is, but they announced that they're remaking 1, 2, and 3, which I mean, obviously I'm interested in. You know, I'm interested where they go with it, because, you know, I don't know if they're going to try to appeal to the. I feel like there's two different almost genres of the God of War. There's, you know, the Greek, and then there's the Norse. You know, the later two that were on the PS4 and PS5, which completely, well, I say completely, but, you know, very different play styles. One being the over the shoulder, and the other being more of a top down, just total rampage, which I liked both, to be honest. But this one, I mean, the first God of War was, you know, I just not only the gameplay and the action and everything, but just like the Greek mythology aspect, I found very interesting. I couldn't tell you how accurate it is, but I found it fun, and I still do. And I'd love to go back and play this, but I might just wait. You know, I mean, it might be a couple years for the remakes, but I might just wait for the remakes. All right. So this is God of War. It is on the PS2. It is complete. It is also greatest hits. I feel like in rebuilding my collection, I'm ending up with a lot of greatest hits just because the quality and completeness is easier to get. Maybe I'm not totally sure, but I feel like that's happened. This is really nice. I'm going to venture into unknown territory and call it mint because it's very nice. Let's see. Yeah, it's the greatest hits is 13. It's comparable to what the original is. It's like $1 less, but I guess it's just a way of knowing you know, how in demand it is. Like, can people find it? You know, obviously people aren't having trouble finding this right now, but definitely this one. I think the other God of Wars I have, you'll see in later, I have them on the PS3. But yeah, God of War. Good game. Next one for PS2 is Pirates of the Caribbean. So this was a gift. I have not played it. It was part of my original collection, but I just never got around to playing it. It was a gift because I really like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, at least the first three. You know, I thought they were, you know, as far as movies go, you know, in trilogies of the early 2000s, the Pirates of the Caribbean, like Lord of the Rings. Oh, this is not. Oh, it's the manual. Okay. It just has it all in one. But I mean, the movies I just think are absolute classics. I saw the other ones, the 4 and 5, or I forget the names off the top of my head, but I mean, they were all right. But I feel like the first three, with the whole Davy Jones arc, were really good. Let's see what you do in this. I don't even know what kind of game it is. Join Captain Jack Sparrow as he recounts his most thrilling adventures. Did he really stack on a sailboard without firing a shot? So I guess it's fooling Jack Sparrow is the main protagonist. And oh, Johnny Depp. There you go. Not anymore though. That's too bad. Anyways, I'll have to add this to the list. Add this to the list of games to try out. You know, I remember when it first came out in theaters, I didn't really know what to expect. My only experience had been with the ride, of course, at Disneyland. So I just, you know, and I don't know if anyone knew, you know, what they were going to do with the franchise, you know, because it's like, oh, it's a ride, and was it just going to be, you know, people get trapped in the ride and there's, you know, horror or whatever. I don't know. I guess I didn't know what to expect, but I like where they went with it. It's a lot of fun. All right, let's see. Pirates of the Caribbean. Am I spelling it wrong? If I could spell Caribbean, 2 B's, Caribbean. There we go. Where are you? Where's the PS2? Xbox? Lego? Oh, it is not. What's going on? Huh, it's not. Hold on, it's not showing up. There it is. $8. Sorry it took so long. Took me a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give this a try. If I ever do, I will let you know. But we'll see. Time is getting shorter and shorter. All right, the next one. GT3. When I say GT3, I know people think Grand Theft Auto. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. I played this a lot on my friend's PS2 when I lived with him for some time when I was young. It's been a good. I liked. I think I would always, if I remember correctly, I'd always have the red Mustang as my main car. and drive a lot, but this isn't the greatest copy. But I do have fun. I haven't played any of the other Gran Turismos, but this one I wanted to have just because I did play a lot. This isn't the greatest copy, and there's no manual. But this was my first introduction to Gran Turismo. And it's just I did play a good amount of time, and I have some good memories of it, which is why it's here. But I think, I don't know, I'm not too. That's something that is more like, I don't know how often I'd pull it out and play it, but it's something that's like, I have significant memory playing with a certain friend that is no longer with us, and yeah, it'd be nice to have a better copy of that. I think that's something. It is, I'm gonna call it loose if it doesn't have the manual. It's just okay. So now that I'm going through this again, that's part of the reason why I'm going through this, is it's good to know what kind of stuff I want to have, long term, as part of my collection. This is something I probably would rather have a better copy of. So that's why I'm doing this. I want to preserve this all, and so we'll say $4. And that's the loose price. The complete would be $5. So, yeah, a lot of good memories of this one. I think, as you guys probably, the same thing for you. There's certain things that draw up certain emotions and feelings, and this is definitely one of them. All right, moving on. So, Final Fantasy X. This is an interesting part of my collection, and when I say interesting, I mean interesting to me, because similar to GT3, I lived with a good friend, in my last year of high school, and I didn't play this game, but I watched him play this game. We lived in the same room, and so for hours, I just kind of sat and like watching, a movie sort of. So I know a lot of what happened, but I never actually played it myself. But for that reason, and that, I guess, for the same reason people have good memories when they play games, I have good memories of this game because I watched a good friend play it, and so it has, and that, I knew I wanted a copy of it. So this was not in my original collection, but as I was collecting things, I was like, oh, I want to have that. Because of and that's what it's, that's why we collect things, is for nostalgia, because of memories. And so, for this game in particular, it's kind of a unique situation from other games I had. It's a good way to remember a good friend. So, yeah, maybe one day. I'm not great at RPGs or turn-based RPGs or JRPGs. It's not my strong suit, but I just felt like having this one in the collection was an absolute must. It is complete. Sorry for my terrible handwriting. It's quite embarrassing. I'm incredibly embarrassed. Very good. Let's see what we got here. $10. Yeah, but and I know, I can't speak to people that play these on the regular, but I know this was, a lot of people like this game. So, yeah, maybe one day I'll give it a whirl. We'll see. All right, I'm going to do one more game before I break it up. This one. GTA 3. So, you know, I know, obviously I know about GTA and the massive franchise it is. But I have only played GTA 3. I played this a lot on the PS2. It's got the poster, that's nice. Or is it the map? Yes, the map, okay. So I played this a lot. I mean, it was I don't know why I never went on to the other ones. I guess I always just kind of wanted to play this one more. But I haven't played, it's sad as it is. I've never played any other of the GTAs. I like this one, but I never, for whatever reason, went back to the others. I know I should. People love them, especially with GTA 6 coming out this fall, which I may or may not play. I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like at least the later ones became very big time investments, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I have the time investment, but this one I definitely want to have because this is the one I did play. You know, I have good memories of it. You know, I remember driving the car in the radio, which probably isn't all of them. I don't know, but definitely a game that, even though I haven't played the subsequent versions of it, the Black Label, it's very good. You know, it's something that I actually wouldn't mind going back and seeing if it's still is fun to play, or maybe I should just play the new ones. I don't really know. Black Labels, call it $10. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to stop there. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Let me know if there's any PS1 or PS2 games that you guys swear by and, you know, would try if you were me. You know, put yourself in Drew's shoes, and let me know if there's something that you recommend I play. I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to start a new one. Keep these a little bit shorter because we're in. So, anyways, I hope you're enjoying it. Please let me know if you have any suggestions about, you know, better ways to do this. Again, this is kind of just for my own organization purposes, but if you're getting a kick out of it, then that'd be great too. So, all right, catch you guys later.